Painkiller Nearly 365. One for every day of the year.
One for every day of the year.
Kyle, the newest hit thing in Twitch streaming, I suppose.
I don't know about that.
He's taking it over. He's taking it over. He's doing great.
We've been having a good time.
Yeah, it's been
over
fun.
there on twitch.tv/FPS Kyle.
How many streams have you done now?
What, 4 total? 4 total. I was gonna do one tonight, but I had some other plans come up, and I think Taylor did too. So I think I'm gonna kick things off tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to watch, I think me, Taylor, and Harley Plays are gonna play some Nazi zombies most likely. That's kind of the tentative plan right now. I just spoke to Harley a minute ago. He said he was up for it.
Nice.
But you never know. There's a new zombies map. It's pretty fun. I played it last night. Taylor played it for a bit with us. And
it was more
sick.
fun than I thought it would be. Like,
yeah,
I've come to, and I don't know if it's like the zombies is actually better, or what I really think it is every zombies map I've jumped into for the past 5 years, I've been like, this sucks and I don't like it, and I don't want to do Sudokus on the wall. I want to shoot zombies. And this one actually kind of, granted, it helped that MIDI was running around like, I need the 6th pathway. Let me find the 6th pathway. Glass, can you jot down these numbers? And so Kyle and I just got to maul zombies, which was dope. But yeah,
I figured out zombies a long time ago.
Cool.
What you do is you get little Mitt right up in there, get his phone in one hand, his mouse in the other, and he does all the Sudoku. He does
Step
all the
one,
calculus.
1,000 episodes of a podcast.
Yeah.
Step 2, tour guides to Nazi zombies.
Yeah. MIDI did all
Taylor,
the hard
you didn't
nonsense.
like the first zombies map of this most recent. I liked it. The one with the plane.
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it too. I thought it was amazing.
I didn't like it as much as everybody else. And that's probably just like I'm comparing it to like Dare Rice and all those old ones.
I think it's
better than any of those.
It's better than any of those. Yeah. To me, it's the best ever. I think this current iteration of zombies is the best zombies we've ever had. I think the first zombies map is like top 3 zombie maps of all time. And the current zombies map, the newest zombies map, which, forgive me, I don't know the name of it, but some sort of like German, like
Mauer der Toten or something.
Why is it the best?
It has all the things that you like in a zombies map, right? Not overly complicated. A few little cool things like zip lines and rappelling. But it also has like really good areas to train, which is the biggest thing, right? You want everybody to have an area that they can play in, they can train zombies. And the cool thing about this new zombies, you feel like such a badass that even if your train gets broken up, you're like, oh, did 2 trains converge from 2 different directions? Well, fuck you all. I'm going to press my career skill. There's a big ring of fire now. Now everything dies, and I'll go whichever direction I want. So you've got those get out of shit buttons, get out of jail free cards. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it last night. Granted, we only played a little bit. I don't know. We didn't make it to super late rounds. I got the wonder weapon. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, you kept describing how cool it was and then being like, well, I don't know how to get to where you are right now so you can see it. Eventually, we found out how.
That might impact
it
how
had
much
like
you like it,
5
too.
variations of it, right? Like you'd start out with the wonder pistol, and then depending on what you pick up, you would get like one of 5
it
level
mutates.
2 wonder weapons.
So this wonder weapon mutates on its own without you having to go do any like calculus. Like you start with like this RoboCop pistol with like energy coming out of it, and instead of the projectiles coming out of the barrel, you've got this like robot guy who's like spinning around in the sky, this little orb of energy, and that's where the projectiles come out of. So I was loving that. It's just destroying everything. But randomly, when you kill a zombie, it drops a little power up, and you're like, oh, let me pick this glowing green shit up, and now your gun becomes this whole other thing. And that happens randomly throughout the rounds. Like maybe once a round, your gun just mutates. And when you're out of like mutation mode rounds, it just reverts back to the previous mode. You've got your pistol again. So that really kept things fresh. I kept it for like 3 or 4 rounds, and then I gave it to MIDI, let him try it out. There's also like a powered up like baseball bat, which was kind of fun. Multiple like souped up enemies. There's like some glowing wraiths that fly in the air, and they supercharge other zombies. Then there's a big like a Big Daddy type character from BioShock, who's like in a big power suit. You got to kill him.
Those little flying wraiths or dementors or whatever are way more annoying than just the Big Daddy robot. I think. I
don't know.
Because they heal themselves.
Yeah,
there's something they do to heal themselves. I haven't figured out what yet.
And then you've
kiting
got
area. No, I was
yeah,
trying to jump in. Good kiting area is the most important fucking thing in a zombies map. They have the opposite design philosophy of good for like a decade, where there's one good kiting area, and the most selfish fuck on your team takes it, and then everyone else struggles to stay alive. and that is my normal zombies experience. Trying to make a kiting area out of not a kiting area.
Yeah, there's many areas. There's many areas.
Now there's good ones, and it sounds like this map has good ones. But the previous one was the first zombies I can think of in a while that had lots of good kiting areas.
Lots of them.
And even if your third choice, you're fine.
Yeah, like even the fourth choice was like doable. Like your best player, he's like, yeah, I'll play in the swamp, no big deal. You know, like he can handle that. This map is very similar. 3 really good places and maybe a.
Wait, is where did you guys put me in the worst spot?
I don't remember where you were. Were you by Pack-a-Punch?
Yeah, I was by.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Also, is like the balance of the kiting areas, because what it used to be like Ascension. Back in the day, it was like, all right, one guy gets this giant flat platform and you have to try to fuck up, and everybody else gets dog shit. Where they have to run. In this one,
that's literally the map I was thinking of when I described that playing style. Like one guy gets this flat, and I think there's something on the wall that's useful. It might be nades or it might be a gun.
I think nades,
it's nades
or ammo.
But even the nades, like you can buy them and be point positive if you're training. And then everyone else has to try to kite in like an L-shaped corner or something bullshit like that.
Or you have to like run around an entire third of the map going through hallways at certain speed. This one is like if that like flat Ascension, that's the easiest kiting area in the entire history of zombies. So if that's a 10 of ease, then all of these from this map we played, none of them are above a 7. Your Twitch is all similar.
Your Twitch is Taylor Merker, right?
Yeah, Taylor Merker.
So yeah, if any of you guys haven't played zombies in a while, like you got bored of COD, and believe me, I'm with you. Like I haven't played a COD in so long, like the multiplayer, I haven't touched it. Like tune into our stream tomorrow. It's Taylor Merker on Twitch, FPS Kyle on Twitch. We'll we'll do like a squad stream so you can watch all the POVs. I think that's the right thing to do.
That'd be fun.
And like check it out. Like obviously we're not getting paid by fucking Activision to like pump their fucking game breaks or anything like that. But I think if you watch, you'll be like, oh, because like one of my friends, like ZT, like joined our little Discord stream last night, and I showed him a little bit of what it was like, and he watched MIDI stream as well on Discord, and he was like, oh, this is what zombies is now? Shit. All right, I'm gonna buy the game. Like we sold the game to him last night just by watching like a few minutes of COD gameplay, because he hadn't played zombies in like 5 years or something, back when it was kind of bullshit. It's a really good iteration of zombies.
Something else they did that's great, and this is like all these zombie maps in this most recent game, is they have the little ammo containers where you can go and pay to refill whatever gun you have. And like obviously you have a triple Pack-a-Punch. I think it's like $5,000 to refill your ammo, which is worth it. But it gets rid of that issue that used to be in every zombies game where it was like if you ran out of ammo, you just had to hope that someone got a max ammo at some point, because there was nothing to be done if you were upgraded. And that was really fucking stupid. Yeah. And it would put in like, you get to like round 48, 49, 50. It's like, oh, just pick up a wall gun. It's like, no, you can't. Do you have a job? Do you have things to do? You can't kill them that way. It's not going to work.
I thought wall guns were for points. Do you get points for hits or kills?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I was never a zombies expert, but I always had this idea. Like I've got my, the laser one, you shoot at their feet, whatever that's called. Right. And then the wall gun is for racking up points. So, you just fire that towards their head into the crowd, and it's not even about killing.
Yeah. I just remember like getting to super high
about kills now. He says it's about kills now, but yeah, like I'm just going for kills anyway, because there's so many goddamn zombies, and then specials get mixed in. So like,
is the knife mechanic the same?
The knife is nice. So like while you have your primary. Oh, the throwing knife.
They have hatchets
really
you can pick up off the ground.
You got the hatchets you can throw?
Is that what it is? Is it a hatchet?
You can have up to 5 hatchets in your inventory, and all of them are one-hit kills.
I think it's the audio that makes me love those kills so much.
It's a meaty sound.
You get the collaterals with it too. I'm not positive.
Yeah, like triples or something at least.
Okay. Yeah. So zombies got good.
Yeah.
And like they made the melee really fucking strong. So like I remapped melee to my mouse, and so I can have my like 6 shotgun out, and like, but I can just press my mouse button and he'll like pull out a knife and do like this punch slash kind of thing. And I don't know, it's really good for getting points. But anyway, yeah, tomorrow night 5 p.m. we're gonna be streaming some Nazi zombies. If you guys want to tune in, should be a good time. We're getting real close to my next sub goal. Looking forward to that. And yeah, let's make it happen. Jump over there and follow our channels if you haven't already.
Yep,
at the very least.
Yeah, you can.
Nice. I'm I'm packing for my next moto trip. I think I'm leaving Friday, something like that. And should be about 2,000 miles altogether, mostly gravel roads. Well,
Goodness.
maybe not mostly because I'm counting the way home. But
Which bike are you taking?
the new one. This is her name is Bertha. She's a little bigger, more powerful. And my friends are taking bikes in that class too. So you kind of want to match your friends' bikes.
Yeah.
It's a big, powerful. You should name it Lizzo.
My wife hates Bertha. She loved Inky and Kinky. And then the new one, I think I'm going with Buffy. She's very lightweight, very powerful, slicer dicer, like the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, you want the alliteration too, so you have them all start with the same
Bertha,
letter.
Buffy, and Kinky. I guess that doesn't matter. Whatever.
You're gonna have to rename that one. Kinky. Yeah,
that's a different thing.
That's not good.
But yeah, I'm psyched about it. We're camping this time, so every night, outside, and I don't know, it just leads to a whole nother level of like packing and preparation that's kind of good. I hate to be like, oh, I've got all this anxiety around it. It's a moto trip, asshole. Man the fuck up, put your shit in a bag and hit the road. But I'm still, like, where am I going to find a spot for my wet wipes or whatever?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're so weight limited, and you already have like the essentials, the tent, you have like pots and pans or up.
I have a little pot and pan kit that fits a stove inside it. Hikers will know what it's what it is. And but it just seems like there's a million things that like wet wipes are a good example. Like they take an amount of space, like a book does almost. And I feel like I have 1,000 things in that class.
Is there gonna be a shower, like one of those like camping shower, like because like last time I went camping, and it's been a while. There was like one of those like camp showers, like a little area with like bathrooms and showers, like within like a quick walk away.
I'm hoping for some of that.
You'll get some of those.
One of the guys I was with is like, it looked like there was, some water sources near the primitive camping. And I'm like, what? So I'm jumping in a river and no flush toilets. Like
I've seen this beaver shit before. I'm not getting tricked the second time. That was the best when we were bathing in beaver shit last time. We're so lucky we didn't get some sort of infection or parasite. We were all doing it. I'm down there like in like Muslim prayer stance, like just like throwing the water over myself, anointing myself with filth.
Anointing yourself with filth.
So and then Thursday night we stay in a hotel for the show because I need internet, and we'll see. And I'm half hoping we get a rainy Tuesday or something and I can wash all my clothes and have a hotel night. Are
you looking forward to the camping part of it as much as the biking part?
If I were king, we'd probably stay in hotels. One of the guys I'm going with is between jobs, so I'm not inclined to like force expenses upon him and his family.
Fair enough.
Or pick them up myself. So we're camping.
That guy's priorities. in between jobs, go on a 2,000-mile bike trip.
Now that's a good point. I didn't consider that because I've known about. I didn't want to say anything about the guy who was between jobs because you told me like weeks ago. But like, what the fuck is he doing on this trip? Why ain't he out like looking for a job?
He's actually the job hunt's going really well, and he's not in a super hurry because he's still getting paid. He's good. Yeah, he could, I suppose, get a job early and get double paid if he were super ambitious, but it's kind of like, it's been a good summer. So
that's fair.
He's just not getting La Quinta Inn money.
Because I'm just thinking like if I'm between jobs, like maybe it's time to sell that bike, brother. Like maybe it's time to. He
has 3 bikes. I don't think he's scratching that hard.
Plenty of them to sell. Plenty of them. You can sell 2 and still ride.
Yeah. No, he's a smart guy who an employer would be lucky to have, and I think he's got a couple, jobs in the pipeline.
Does he have his merch store up yet?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, he's going to need a merch store. Everybody needs one.
Yep.
Well,
we started selling professional felon shirts. We sold so many.
Did you really? I like that.
That's awesome. That. I'm glad those are a big hit.
I can't imagine you people walking down the street wearing a professional felon shirt, but good on you for buying them, boys. I appreciate it.
That's fantastic.
Are they still available? Can more people buy them?
Wow, getting that Colorado house in cash.
Yeah, we paid for the motorcycle this month. It's been a good month.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Good for you.
Twitch,
Good for you.
T-shirts. We had some other good ideas last night when we were streaming for T-shirts. I won't say any of them in case they don't come to fruition, but there were some funny ones. There were some that absolutely no one would buy.
No.
That's the thing with a lot of like YouTuber and like internet personality T-shirts is like no one wants a shirt that just says something horribly offensive on it unless they're wearing it on like a call. It's like, joke, get it? It's like, because I've done that before. I have a shirt in there right now that I was putting on yesterday, like a bullshit T-shirt that I used to work out, and it says, "There's nowhere I'd rather be than Beaver Valley," and it is like a stylized look that looks like a woman laying down with her tits and her pussy is a waterfall. And like I was about to walk to my car and drive to the gas station to get a Gatorade, and I was like, oh no, okay, I'm gonna go through on a different shirt. I'm not wearing this in public.
I've done that. Yeah, here I am at like, I'll call myself 39, 42 years old, something like that at the time, with a "Bitches Be Crazy" T-shirt on. Like, oh, I'm at the grocery store. I didn't think this through.
At the bank, just
yeah, right.
So we'd like to cancel the account.
Sure, I don't believe this is your account. This is a lot of money in here, and I don't think that the "Bitches Be Crazy" should. Like, did you assault Mr. Woodworth in the parking lot?
Where is the real Mr. Woodworth, and what have you done with him?
"Bitches Be Crazy," I think, was my leading T-shirt that sold more than any other. And like Kyle said, people wore those out. What is that about?
Yeah, I got no problem with that. Y'all wear what you want to wear. You know, I'm gonna get a Snows Protection Agency shirt. You know,
that's a good one.
I like that.
And it's got like a rolled up dollar bill and a pile of coke.
He sold meth. He was very clear about that. Yo, I don't sell coke, only meth.
Yeah. As if he would be offended.
He seemed slightly offended.
Like.
Yeah. He's above selling meth. Okay, and he didn't sell it anyway. He trafficked it. It's a very important distinction.
Does that make him higher up in the food chain? Is that what the?
It makes him higher up in the years sentenced. For damn sure. You know, I don't remember specifically, but whatever like whatever I said before, I used to remember like things better. But like he may have done like. I don't remember if it was like either less than 10 or less than 20. It was like on the verge of one or the other. It was either he did 9 years or 18 years or something. Like an ungodly amount of time he had been in there. But he got out last year. I'm almost positive. Like there was a chance he was going to get out last January. Not this most recent January, but the one before. But he was like all down one day. He's like they had like designated him a gang member or something and like a threat to like I don't remember the verbiage, but it was like a threat to society or some shit. And it was like, oh, that's a real bummer, man. But I'm thinking, like, you kind of are, bro.
That, based on what you've said, it seems like a pretty accurate, characterization of what he is.
Yeah. Anyway, hope he's out now and nowhere near me and doing his thing. I'm sure he's running, doing something on the up and up, not trafficking anything.
Yep. Right. He's working at, Whole Foods now.
He had a body shop.
Health.
He had a body shop or something to like fall back on. Like his son had been like keeping the body shop going. There was something like that going on. Like there was a business to return to.
I mean, in terms of morality, it seems like Girl Scout cookies are worse. Charity marketing, pretending that this goes to a good organization when they put
I don't like anything that supports
guilt
girls and like teaches them like leadership skills. Like that can't be a good thing.
No, certainly not. That gets you in a lot of hot water sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, not for guys, it's cool, of course. But for girls.
Who's going to invent things?
Well, if we're looking at the guy version, that's just Molestation Island. Fucking Boy Scouts. Dude, have you been following the Afghanistan Annie stuff? It's wild.
Afghanistan Annie? Yeah, I've seen
I think so.
Yeah.
Man, did you see those like people getting sucked off of the cargo planes?
I heard about it, but I didn't see.
I wouldn't call it sucked off. They were clinging to it So what happened is they filled the plane, and looking at the insides of the planes, they truly did fill it. It was like shoulder to shoulder, packed like sardines. It wasn't like they were saying, no, we won't take everyone we can. They took everyone they could, and then they took. Oh, go on.
So they're taking interpreters and their families. They're taking people who have like a ticket It's like there's like a no ticket kind of like no ticket. And they're getting knocked off like
It's like
in,
Snowpiercer.
Okay, I'm sure you're right. I was
You're
just
not
going
just
by
like,
the
come
pictures.
on, everybody, hop on board. Like,
well, even just looking at the pictures, I think it is fair to say they filled the plane as much as they could.
yeah.
And then people were clinging to like the tires, the little, I don't know what the post is between the tires, that like that retractable thing.
Landing gear. Yeah.
Landing gear. Yeah. What's wrong with me? And like to the wheels and stuff like that. And then as they took off, you know, some people jumped off right at, before they got any altitude. Some people went to like 700 feet and took off. One guy landed and they found his dead body in the wheel well at the destination, because I guess he probably couldn't breathe, and they
got like crushed by the machinery or something. Maybe I feel like that's all got to fold up in there.
I hear you. I don't know if there's space to live in there or not. Maybe you get a little crushed. Like if you crushed me below my knee, I'd still live.
Yeah.
But I think if it's commercial planes fly at like 36,000 feet, 32,000 feet, but you can't breathe there. So maybe that's what killed him. I'm just making that up.
Okay, so
do you know something?
I did a lot of research on this.
Fill us in.
So those planes fly at, like you said, like above 30,000, below 40,000 feet. Depends on what they're doing. It depends on weather conditions and such. But they also fly at like 550 plus miles per hour. And you've got a wind chill factor of well below it's in the negatives. It's, negative 10, negative 100, whatever the fuck. Like it's negative 30 degrees up there or something like that when they're going 600 miles per hour and like at like 35,000 altitude. It's really, really fucking cold. And there's no oxygen anyway. So even if you brought an oxygen supply, you would still freeze. But forget all that, because you can't hold on, motherfucker. Like you can't hang on anyway. You would, even if you carabiner yourself, the flopping around would literally beat you to death. There's video of a guy who's got like his arm or something like stuck in some part of the aircraft that like they've got the flaps and stuff. He's wedged in the flaps.
But you're describing people on outside of the plane with this. This guy, I think he held onto the front wheel and got retracted into the plane.
Oh, that crushes you. There's not room for you in there. What they found in there wasn't a person. What they found were the remains of a person. That's what they even said. They were like, we found material that we believe to have once been.
Well, it's at least blood.
We found some Arab goo in the landing carriage of the plane.
A bit of sand
but there was a guy like on the outside. They're like filming, like looking through one of the windows on the side, and he's just like flailing in the wind, like violently, and it's blown his shoes off. It's blown his clothes off. Oh, very dead. Okay. Very, very dead. Seven fell off. 7 individuals fell off who were clinging to the plane. That was the.
It sounds like Kyle has. Have you seen the videos of them falling from like 700 feet?
No.
Yeah, they landed on, and I saw the video. I heard they landed on a roof, and I pictured like an American suburb roof, like you'd see in Breaking Bad. These are more flat, commercial-looking roofs, like cement top almost. And they landed on that, and there's the body that it really gets pretty smashed up on that fall.
Yeah. All fucked up.
800 feet onto concrete.
I mean,
that's basically,
I don't know. Like what were they thinking? Like what were they? Were they thinking like they will stop when they see Muhammad is on the plane? They will know. They do not want me. Why am I going?
Dude, I would be afraid to be anywhere near a plane about to take off. Like, I would, in my head, I saw the clips of people like trying to block the plane as they're trying to leave, and I was like, you're gonna get sucked into the engines or something. Like, I don't know how that works.
If I think there's certain death, like at the edge of the airport, I could see trying my luck in the wheel well. Like maybe that works out, especially if I get a vibe. Like if I can look up and see what I'm going to retract into.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well,
there's a little mini bar up there and everything.
I mean, it didn't work out for the other guy, but maybe me.
The guys that clung to the outside of the airplane.
Yeah.
What's the thought? That's not a good thought process. That's not going to work out.
Are they thinking
how fast do they think planes go?
I don't think that they know how fast planes go. I think that literally is part of it. Like they've only seen planes fly at like a few hundred or 1,000 feet of altitude, and they're like, yeah, they just kind of coast around up there. I've been on a mountain before. It's not so bad.
So politically, I don't know. So on my Facebook feed, all of the guys who love this Muslim ban are now suddenly concerned about the Afghans and their future. And
Afghanistanis.
Are they talking
Okay.
about?
It's not
That's what
Afghans?
It's Afghanistan Annies. That's what Michael Scott calls them.
Afghanistan.
I'm like, well, I stand corrected, I guess. Anyway, I listened to Biden's speech. He did a 20-minute speech. Maybe this is my bias coming through. I thought it was a perfect speech. He was like, we could have left 15 years ago. This would happen. We could have stayed 15 years from now. It's like, I'm the fourth president to be dealing with this Afghan war. 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans.
Yep.
I will not kick the can down the road and leave it to a 5th president to eventually deal with this. He's like, we did not expect it. He's like, I'm paraphrasing. We kind of thought the Taliban would take over. We had no idea it'd be this fast. So we're sending more people in there to sort of more securely lead them.
There's one clip where he kind of looks. So first of all, I think he did the right thing in pulling out. They definitely didn't do it well. There's no reason, like, especially after Biden is literally on camera last week or whenever it was.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not going to see a scene where we're being airlifted out of embassies or anything like Vietnam. Do not compare this to Vietnam. The Taliban is nothing like the North Vietnamese. That was a well-organized, well-equipped army. There are 400.
Did he say all that?
Yeah.
I know the part of the quote.
The Afghan army is 300,000 men strong, and they are well-equipped because we equipped them. The Taliban is
wait, that last part's true.
The Taliban is 70,000 strong, and
we know because we equipped them too.
we equipped them too, along with the British back in the 80s. Thank you, Reagan. And he said all this, and then like they're intersplicing his words with everything, the opposite of everything he's saying is that's going to happen happening. So I wish he had that. All of that makes him look bad, but pulling out in general, great idea. Get the fuck out. We're $1 trillion down. Let's not make it 1.2 trillion next year and 1.4 the next year.
And the time frame thing, like, I feel like it should resonate with everyone. Like, I see journalists and people being like, we couldn't have been there for just like all these like warmonger neocons. Like, we couldn't have been there for 1 more year to construct. And it's like, you fucking liar. It's been decades of this. Do you really think like
the people in the Afghan army
project is
children of the people in the Afghan army from 20 years ago?
Yeah.
How many generations did you need to get this right? And Biden said a thing. He was like, we are not going to fight for an Afghanistan that the Afghanistan people won't fight for. They obviously rolled right over. They negotiated their surrender before we even left. That's why this was a bloodless revolution. They didn't go in there and lose a war or a battle. They were like, all right, come on in. Just like
they were like, we like the Taliban more than America, actually. Apparently.
Yeah,
so,
I guess. Okay. And so it's embarrassing that we didn't leave more smoothly, that the Taliban didn't just sit still for 14 days and let us leave more completely. And
They did. That's the worst part. Is like
we didn't finish leaving.
Like Kabul, like we had extra days in Kabul. Like that was the last place to fall. Like we were slowly withdrawing to Kabul and then leaving Kabul. The thing that didn't make any sense to me, it's so terribly organized, is that like we still had people in our embassy in Kabul, but the military was gone, so we had to send more Marines in. Like we had tens of thousands of troops there, whatever it was, at least 10,000.
It was like 7,000 or so.
Okay, and we extract them and we leave these people behind in our fucking embassy with God knows what kind of documentation, weaponry, material, who knows what kind of like.
They were shredding it for weeks before they left. So
how long does it take? Like if you gave me a factory full of paper, we could shred it in a day.
Yeah.
Like I don't get
fire.
it.
I was thinking fire as well. So there's a reason they didn't leave even sooner, and it basically they felt like if we started getting interpreters out and our people out and stuff like that, it sent a message of like desperation. You're fucked. So we kind of had a business as usual. Until it wasn't. Like we wanted to leave all at once. And that process turned out to be a clusterfuck because they thought the Taliban would take over much more slowly.
Yeah.
Instead, they're like, all right, we'll leave all at once. And the Taliban rushed in and we look stupid.
The things we should be like the best in the world at are things like organization and like all the branches and groups working together. Like that's where we should shine. And it feels like we embarrassed ourselves on the way out. Like we stumbled out the door leaving.
Seems like we're really good at getting in. Like we spent a couple months getting in. Yeah. Like if you need to put an entire army at, I don't know, Turkey's doorstep, then we could do it in a hurry. Right. But if we need to get an army out, oh, no. No, we just donate all our tanks and Humvees to the Turks.
Dude,
That's how we do it.
I'm sure you saw the images. There's these images of where the Taliban are capturing the weapon caches that we've left for the Afghani army. And I know a little bit about weaponry, I guess. So I can look at the pile of guns and I can start assigning dollar amounts. And granted, these are dollar amounts that I would have to pay as like a like a a licensee, a private citizen of the U.S. who has the proper licenses to buy these things. Those M240 Bravos are about 30,000, and the 249.
So the military pays 45, I assume.
The military might pay 80. The military might pay 80. Like who knows?
I was joking. Damn it.
Like the military might pay 100. Like they might pay 100 and get like a kit with it. Like I don't know what they pay, but they don't buy one at a time.
Some politician's uncle works at Lockheed Martin. No, we'll give you 85.
Yeah, so the 240 Bravos are like 30,000 when I would want to buy one, and the 249 Saws are around 17 or 20,000 when I would want to buy one. I had one. It was they told me the price was like 17.5 at the time, and they gave it to me for free. But like 17.5 was like the good guy discount, and free was the FPS Russia discount. But if you wanted one as like a gun store, you're probably looking at around $20,000 or something like that. At least the Mark 46 that I had. So in any case, there were piles of them, and I don't mean like
the Humvees and the helicopters. You're talking about the guns. Like it was a the same thing happened 4 years ago. Maybe it was Syria we were leaving, and I remember like the Russians taking over the kitchens with the Coca-Cola refrigerators and the ammo and all that. It's the same sort of thing. I guess it's dangerous to try to get your equipment out, so they just leave it behind.
It's absurd that like how many decades of America nation building are there? And it's like we're in their nation building, and the whole time for 20 years we've been lied to by brass in the military. So many people being like, well, these we got this really well-trained Afghani army. It's gonna everybody loves the politicians and the structure and the way it's coming together. It's definitely not gonna fall apart. A Seinfeld episode after we leave, like 22 minutes later.
Oh, I promise you, we haven't spent 20 years funding a kleptocracy that took every penny we gave them and put it in their own pockets.
Exactly.
No, the Afghans love these guys who are sincerely working in their best interests.
How many times are we gonna look like assholes, fools, pouring all this money into like nation building projects just for it to be like, yeah, you failed, but the real mission of enriching yourselves and select individuals and companies was successful.
So Biden took it on the chin this week for a pullout that looked awful. The optics were terrible. I wonder, let's fast forward 10 months or something. Is he the guy that got us out of Afghanistan? Or is it still all about the Humvees we left behind?
We'll have more troops there in 10 months.
From what I understand, with those Humvees and stuff we left behind, it costs the American taxpayer less to just have a new one manufactured and sent to name a fort, than it would to ship a helicopter back home. So like we're actually saving money by doing that. The issue is that we're not destroying them. Now with a helicopter, I think that like the Taliban doesn't have the logistics in place to like keep up the upkeep on a helicopter. Like Woody, like the what aircraft upkeep is like. Like
helicopters maybe not the worst.
Helicopters are the worst, and military helicopters are a whole nother level above that when you've got weapon systems and stuff. And integrated computer systems all working together and all that stuff. There's probably a fucking kill switch on those goddamn things. But guns are a slightly different story. Now I don't know what kind of access to 7.62 by 51 and 5.56 ammo the Taliban have, but I did see soldiers with M240 Bravos holding them in the streets with full belts on them and boxes of ammo attached. I don't know what. Yeah, I mean it's a hell of a weapon system. Like I've played with those things before. It's lethal. It's lethal as fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know. So the pullout was bad, but the idea of the pullout I still think was good. It was Trump's idea. I feel like if you're a Democrat, you're like Biden did a great thing. If you're a Republican, Biden did a terrible thing. Let's forget that Trump signed the treaty where we'd leave in 14 months. Trump wanted to get out in May. We're a little behind schedule. But in any way, and look, Trump said we should get out. Biden inherited this thing, said, you know what? I'm not changing a thing. Maybe run behind schedule. And he did pull out. Pullout was kind of shitty, but yeah.
Well, he's 100% right with like it doesn't matter if we leave in 2030 or 2035. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like that it would just like Like, really, what did we think was going to happen?
I
Like,
thought if we just funded the kleptocracy a little bit longer, it would work out better.
Like, and I hate all the people who lie, all the journalists and people who lied us into these wars in the first place. Like, just come out and say it. We never are going to leave. We never want to leave. We want to keep our presence there forever. This whole like bullshit, 6 more months to get our plan in place. It's like, no. Like you should be fired. You shouldn't be allowed to talk about these issues anymore. You've clearly been lying knowingly, a lot of them. It's fucked up. And like, I agree with Biden 100% on that. Doesn't matter if we did this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's not going to work. So let's cut our losses and invest at home.
I don't know why we stayed more than like after the issue with like once we had Al-Qaeda out, like why didn't we leave then? Like that was when we leave. Like who fucking cares about the Taliban? The issue was Al-Qaeda. I don't know why we stayed more than a day after Al-Qaeda was dealt with and Osama bin Laden. Certainly after Osama was dead.
Right. Once we really knew where Osama was, because we thought he was in. We thought they told us that they had taken out a mountain and hollowed a mountain. These people with their shovels and picks had hollowed a mountain and built a, like, I don't know, some sort
like
of...
a dwarven city in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, they built Moria inside of a mountain, and that's where Osama bin Laden's like masterminding all these things. It turned out he was in a house with high fences in Pakistan. And
like watching Babe, Pig in the City, and all these other movies.
And porn, lots and lots of porn. But anyway, I'm glad we pulled out. It sucks that it was a big waste of time, and it was a 20-year long mistake costing. I heard trillions. Kyle heard 1 trillion. I'm not sure that I'm right.
It's a lot.
But in any case, a tremendous amount of money. We could have done some. We could have used that money for better things.
I was reading that China put a 40,000 kilometer monorail system in for 800 billion. Can you imagine if we had something like across, like, you know, those graphics where it's like there's going to be high speed trains all over the place and it's going to revolutionize transit? No, we won't even fix potholes. Fuck you. Like, that's basically what it is.
When I went on that tat ride, there was like I-40 had no bridge. People don't know Interstate 40 is one of America's most important high interstates. It goes from one coast to the other, and it crosses the Mississippi River, but that bridge was out. And I was like, wait, no, like I-40? That bridge can't be out. It's a very important bridge.
That's like here. Yeah.
It's like, could that be the most important bridge in America, crossing the Mississippi in the middle of the country on Interstate 40? Like maybe some California bridge is more trafficked. I don't know, but it's way up there. And it was out. I couldn't fathom that.
That's not even the first time it's been out. Like I remember, because it's close to where I am, 40 crossing over the Mississippi into Illinois, and it's like, oh, you just can't drive to Illinois today. Okay, well, that's or you have to like go into a bullshit tiny.
You have to
bridge.
go by Wisconsin.
Yeah. You know? We're gonna loop around past Detroit, come back to the backside. Like it's absurd.
A long time ago, call it 20 years ago, a bridge went out by Philadelphia. If people know the Schuylkill Expressway, I think it was I-95 that went out. There was a tire fire under the bridge, and it ruined it, broke it, like it made it unrideable. They declared a federal emergency. And they rebuilt a bridge. I think it was even a lane wider, and it took them like 4 weeks. It was like Japan level shit or China level shit.
Yeah.
Are those days gone?
I think so. But like, I like those GIFs where it'll see like in China or Japan, exactly, where it's like, a bridge collapsed at 3 a.m. But by morning rush hour, one had been built. Where it's like how did you do this?
Right. We spent 2.5 months looking at seemingly level dirt before we go to the next stage.
I feel like if you open it up to a private company, right? I think you could do that sort of thing. Like I think if you rely on the Department of Transportation, there's so much red tape. Or maybe if you rely on a unionized job, there's so much red tape. But if you just call like Woody's fucking bridge building company in the middle of the night, and you're like, hey, it's go time, time and a half pay, double pay, triple pay. Yeah, get everybody on the job. We need a bridge in the morning. No, you don't have to meet spec. Just do it. We need a bridge that people can cross.
Yeah.
Like it happened. And I think that's what the Chinese
We need a go mode. I don't know how you do that. You'd be like, all right, Taylor, here's the deal. We need this bridge. On September 1st, the pay is $1 billion. On September 2nd,
You go to jail.
800 million. On September 3rd, 500,000. You know, and you'd be like, holy shit, I make a profit on the 1st and not on the 5th. Like,
yeah, I like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm glad we're out of Afghanistan. Like going back to the.
What are your guys' predictions? I bet 6 months from now we have troops back there in at least a couple thousand.
Oh, I don't think so. I think 6 months from now it's out of the news.
I hope so.
And I think it's horrible. I think women are not going to school anymore. They're in full burqas. They're Afghanistan has reverted 1,000 years, but we don't look at it.
Yeah, and it's not really our duty to stay there anymore. Like it hasn't been for a long time. Like, are we just going to start picking every country where people are treated crappy and like, all right, we don't like the way you're treating people, so we're going to invade your country and put up a regime that'll fall in half an hour?
Team America, world police.
Basically.
I feel like nation building, I mean to say, is a little like helping somebody lose weight. Like, no, it has to come from within. I can't have enough motivation for both of us. I could, I guess, temporarily feed you and prop you up and get a little success for this. But if you don't want it, it all falls apart. It doesn't stick. That's nation building. It has to come from them.
Yeah. Have we done that successfully anywhere?
No, he gained the weight back.
No, all these fat countries we try and help.
Weight he was when he left my house.
We poured trillions into getting him to lose weight, and now they're so mad about being forced into diet.
I've done a little nation building myself. Okay, and in my experience, like $10,000 down the drain, a month of hard work, and we're right back to square one. And it's been 5 years.
Yeah,
but Kyle, you could have done that for 6 months, and by month 7, you'd be right back to square one. You can't do it for someone else.
No, you can't.
So anyway, the parallels
and now he's passed away in Afghanistan, I hear. So like it was all for naught anyway. I didn't know he was a journalist, but they got him. They got him over there. Per Bernie. I can't remember his last name. Bernie something.
Don't
say it out loud, Woody. It's a joke.
Yeah, don't say it.
It's a joke. The name is a joke. It makes you say a bad thing.
I'm trying to process what the name is. Did I say it?
Burn.
Yeah, burn. And then Igor is a Russian name. Oh my God! Now I have it.
Igor.
I'm like, so I hear Burn like Bernie Sanders' first name, and then I hear Igor like the Russian name, and I'm like, Burn Igor. I'm not seeing it.
Are they saying he's a communist?
That's great. You like you can't pronounce the name, so you're untouchable with the Twitch jokes.
That's so funny.
Bernie Igor?
My
what are you saying, guys?
My dyslexia takes all your power away. That's what you're doing. Jesus Christ. They got Hassan to read that shit out loud, and he was like, oh no, Bernie. And then he said it. They got him. Oh no. Wait, no. Why you posted that and ban them? Mods, get him.
Why you posted that and make him a VIP in the chat for the funny joke?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it's the wings picture on there. That's great.
Oh yeah. They post it every time there's like a natural disaster or something. Like he apparently died back in the Beirut thing or Lebanon when all that ammonium nitrate went off and it looked like a nuke or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, so they're just doing the Sam Hyde mass shooter meme.
Yeah, like every time there's a natural national disaster, either or, like he's been lost in the rubble, and then they're looking for him.
Oh, back when Opie and Anthony was a subreddit, it was my favorite subreddit. They would do the same thing with Anthony Cumia, except every time there's a terrorist attack, they would use one of the pictures where he looked Arab, and they would call him Antoine Al Cumia or something, and say that he was responsible for destroying people's lives.
I think he was also lost in that apartment collapse down in Florida a while back.
He's been involved in a lot.
I'm wondering if perhaps the wildfires in Siberia may have claimed him as well. We need to be on the lookout for that. Have you guys seen the wildfires in Siberia? I read this thing.
Seems like a place I could use it. It's cold, right?
Yeah, it's so cold. They're warming things up there big
Mhm.
time. Apparently, the wildfires in Siberia, I love this like stat, are bigger than all the fires on the rest of the planet combined. Like if you took every fire that exists on the rest of the Earth, not even close to what's happening in Siberia right now.
Damn.
Why?
Well, I mean,
Why?
Siberia is like
Is it?
bigger than most continents.
Yeah. Is it because other places have more effective fire suppression? Is it that Siberia? I don't. When I hear Siberia, I don't think of it as really ripe for fire in the same way that like our high deserts.
It's just a giant
out west.
woodland, right? I picture like a snowy woodland area that's like as big as a third of the United States or something.
But the East Coast is a giant woodland, mostly. Like it.
Populated though.
Yeah, true, but like if you don't do anything with the East Coast, you get a forest. That at least in my area, I think yours too. If you just ignore land for
this
10
was
years,
all forest.
it turns into a forest. And so that means like when I fly around on my paramotor, it's all forest or the exception to it, which is somebody's yard or farm. Like someone has purposely stopped it from being forest, which from the sky you can really, really see it. But we don't get big fires here because it's wet. It's always wet. The ground's wet. It's just humid and it's not dry kindling like it is out west. So this is Siberia. I thought it would be not prone to fire like here, but
no.
Yeah, they're saying that like
fucking woodland.
They're not even like that urgent about putting a lot of the areas out because, like Kyle said, like it is so far from where anyone lives, like they don't even care. Like,
Yeah, there's
I
no
wonder if
difference.
that land has a lot of potential. Like, is
Probably
there
oil
some
and gas?
okay? Like, what does Minneapolis really bring to the table that created a major city there?
Crime.
But like, why is Siberia not have anything? Why doesn't infrastructure pop up in places?
I think it's so cold, and I don't think there's enough Russian population to like use the territory they have. It's like how Canada is,
makes
right?
sense.
Like if you look at the population density of Canada, it's all like 95% of Canadian population is along the border with the United States, and then there's that entire gigantic northern area that goes all the way to the North Pole. Like that's mostly
it's a little smaller than the map makes it look. You know that, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's still enormous. Like it's huge. There's a reason that like they don't go up there. There's nothing to do up there.
Yeah, but freeze to death. And it's all like permafrost the ground. So it's like, what are you're gonna grow something there?
You
No,
can't. No.
Maybe I'm stupid, but I was surprised when you get out west how much like land there is that hasn't met its potential either. You know, like on the East Coast, if you need a fucking GoPro mount, there's some store that sells it every 12 miles. There's going to be a Best Buy, a Walmart, a Target, or whatever. In Oklahoma, you might be 250 miles from your GoPro mount, for example.
Oh,
Do you need a microphone? There's
Filming
no
out
microphone
there-
stores.
you might have to
Filming
leave
out there-
Wyoming. Like
Filming out there was always such a hassle. Like whenever we would film in like nowhere Texas or nowhere Oregon, and like we'd realize like it was very common for me to be on like a work trip and be like, oh, we left the GoPro batteries, or like, oh, we don't have enough memory cards. Like we need another 64 gig like micro SD. You know, like
Well, we have an 8 gig one here from 7 years ago.
Yeah, that has like
No
porn on
speed.
it or something.
Yeah,
like, don't delete my porno. And that's my cock cam. Someone linked me a cam that's built into a cock ring the other day. They're like, this is for you, Kyle.
what is the purpose of that?
It's so you've got that POV of the thrusting like right into the vagina.
Yeah, but you're
how did they
already
get the
there
lighting
doing it.
Well, you want to save it for later. That's what cameras are for. These are treasured memories. You have that,
Treasured memories
I had
in your scrapbook.
no, like my I had an ex-girlfriend who had an Apple TV.
Show the kids. This is when you were conceived, sweetie.
Yeah.
Maybe
Some of you almost leaked out. See,
my ex-girlfriend had an Apple TV, and it would like autoplay quote unquote memories, like whenever like the TV went to sleep mode or whatever. And generally speaking, it was like, vacation, here's the booze cruise and here's like the vacation. And I was always like, we have to be very careful with this.
Yes.
like our quote unquote memories could get real X-rated real quick if we don't store photographs and stuff in the right place. Like I don't know, like all we need is for like all of your friends to be here, and all of a sudden, like, Memories become a fucking X-rated show or something like that. That's gonna be awfully embarrassing.
That's possible. I think there's some logic in that because my phone shows that my iPhone, like, I don't know, you swipe down and they'll like just grab pictures from your camera roll and show it to you. And it's almost always faces or like landscapes and stuff like that. It doesn't even, I don't have any nudes on my phone, but it doesn't even have like lame shit like up close pictures of an electrical connector or something like that. Like it doesn't give, somehow it knows that's not a memory. So, or like text on a label I can't read anymore because I'm old. Where I have to like take a picture and magnify it and zoom.
That is a very old thing to do.
Oh, Taylor, I
I'll be
suspect
there.
you've done it.
Actually, yeah, I have. I mean, I've definitely, like, without my glasses, like, pulled my phone to here, and I have to close my bad eye, and then to see correctly. What is this, Kyle? You were on the Joe Rogan, not on the Joe Rogan Experience, on the Joe Rogan
subreddit is asking for Kyle to come on his show.
Ooh, that's cool.
Kyle would do a good job.
Of course.
I would do that. Of course.
The subreddit suggests they wait till you're off probation so you can blaze with Joe Rogan. I would like that.
That'd be cool.
I don't even smoke pot, but like if Snoop Dogg passed me the blunt, I'd say yes. You know, it's Snoop.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you guys want that sort of thing, go tweet this post, guest request FPS Russia to his Twitter or something like that. I don't know how that sort of thing works, but yeah, I would absolutely do that. It's kind of like one of my dreams. Honestly, I love JRE. I've been watching for years, and I'd love to be on that show. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Joe Rogan can't legally smoke where he is right now.
Oh,
yeah,
in Texas?
True. That's true. Yeah.
That wouldn't stop him, but that, you know.
It might change the camera angle.
Yeah. We'd pull a Summit. We frequently drop. You don't eat. So on Summit, Summit smokes weed like continuously, but he'll always be like, "Oh, what's over here?" Blah, 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 blah. Oh man, I dropped it.
It was a Utah quarter. I'm still collecting those.
My PC was overheating. It's water cooled, as you can hear, and I had to get her going again. And then funny. I guess I was talking about that on my stream the other day, and somebody was like, "Yeah, did you see you lost a sponsorship a while back?" And I guess I'm just based on like Twitch chat, and they tell me JRE dies every week, so who knows if it's the truth or not. But they were like, they said that at some point, Summit like messed up his camera angle, or maybe his camera came on when it wasn't supposed to, and he had his big bong and he was hitting it. I guess he lost a sponsorship. They said he lost his Monster deal, which is very lucrative, which would be a shame.
Yeah, and it's weird. So I'm in the motocross world. I watch the motocross world, and Monster's a big sponsor there. Dude, those guys are definitely on pot. It's weird to me that they would be like sensitive about like.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, whatever. I like Monster. I also like Red Bull. I guess Amazon accidentally gave me a case of Red Bull the other day, and I was so hyped. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I love Red Bull!" And I looked, and it's full sugar Red Bull, and it's like,
that sucks.
Shit.
You
know what I want to say they have protein 3X drinks. Now I only drink these things when I'm on a long trip and I'm fighting fatigue. You know, like I'm 6-hour car drive, got 4 hours left to go, and I'm like sleeping. So I pull into the gas station, and they have like 20 grams of protein, and I guess triple the wake you up. I don't know if it's caffeine or taurine or both, and it's coffee flavored, and I like it.
I drink the only protein shakes that I like get are called the Pure Protein brand off of Amazon. I highly recommend it to anybody who's listening who's like getting fit or like needs a source of protein in a hurry sometimes, and maybe their blender or their food processors in the dishwasher, like mine often is. And they're like 140 calories, I think, roughly, and like 20, 25, maybe 30 grams of protein. It's a bunch. I got a fridge full of them.
You use the cans, not the
bottles. No, like little cartons. They're like little cardboard cartons. So when you're done, you can just smush them, and they go in the trash and don't take up a lot of space. But I like the s'mores flavor. They're fucking tasty. I like one of the things I'll do sometimes if I'm like starving, but I haven't earned another meal. I'll eat like whole grain Cheerios instead of milk. I'll pour in one of those, and it's like I don't know. It's excellent macros. Like it's a shitload of fiber. It's like a ton of protein. Like it's about as healthy as it gets for something that you can pour in a bowl real quick and eat.
Yeah.
I might have mixed the protein and the triple shot in my head. I don't know if I can get both at the same time.
Yeah, I always do caffeine pills for caffeine. It's just so easy.
You're right. This is specifically driving.
I feel you.
Weird.
Yeah, I've been off the caffeine for a while, for like months now. So like I'm doing a little bit of a mini weight cut right now. I'm gonna drop about 10. I'm thinking about 193 right now. So I'm gonna drop off at least 5 or 6 more pounds before I hit Colorado, which is super duper easy to do in 45 days. Like I don't even have to cut calories hard. Just do like 20 minutes of cardio a day. I've been hitting the bike in the mornings.
I'm heavier than I was before the tat, which sucks. Not a ton heavier, like 6 pounds, maybe even 7, but like, some weight I'd rather not have. And now I'm going on this next trip, but my strength is back. I'm like within 5 pounds of my highs on everything. And hopefully I hit the ground running, 10 days from now when I'm lifting again.
Yeah. I'm gonna
weight camping. Probably.
I'm gonna hit up Derek once I'm off probation and once I'm back from my Colorado trip, and we're gonna do a professional grade fucking bulk. We're
gonna get strong or big?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're gonna go be full Bo Agrius mode for about 8-10 months or something like that. It'll be fun.
You got to be a real caricature of yourself where everyone agrees you're too big. You're Jay Cutler.
Yeah. Like my family oftentimes.
I want you to struggle on Tinder.
I want you to not be able to scratch your shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah. I already can't scratch my fucking back anymore. It's fucking lame. I literally can't scratch the middle of my back. I have a back scratcher.
You need one of those cowl things you rub against.
Yeah.
Rotating.
Like one of those spinny things. Yeah.
Yes,
There's no middle ground to like back scratcher consumers. They're either morbidly obese or jacked as shit, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Or like they're disabled
elderly,
in some way. We've got a guy in the Discord who's disabled. He's in a wheelchair and he's jacked. Like he's got a 6-pack, he's got like big arms and stuff. Nice. We've got a weightlifting chat now in our Discord, man, and guys are kind of pumping each other up, so to speak, and keeping each other motivated. They're showing before pictures, and a few of the guys are chubby, chunky, whatever you want to call it. Some of them are, there's a few guys who are like 6 feet, 300 pounds. They got a ways to go before they hit their hit what they're going for. So it's cool to see those before pictures, and I hope to see some afters. But my boy posted in there, and he's like in the chair, and he's like full fucking 6-pack and like ripped arms, but he's got like little like puppet legs. And I think, I don't remember who did it, but maybe Dirty, because he's always the one. He's like, what do you squat, bro?
Fucking Dirty.
But that dude's got a good sense of humor. He thought it was funny.
I like it.
Antagonist. Yeah.
It must really lower your is it BMR, basic metabolic rate, to be in a chair all day? Well, actually, I should know.
I don't know. You're wheeling like
but
I don't know.
I know that wheeling's tiring on your arms if you're not used to it, but it must burn fewer calories than your legs do. That's a big muscle group, like your legs, your ass, your thighs. I
would think so. And like when I walk, I like I
you like to saunter.
I strut, So it's a full body thing.
Sashay around. I like to traipse.
It's like on The Office when Jim was talking about how the roach walked into the room. He walked in all by like he owned the place. Yeah. But yeah.
Glad people are talking about the fitness more on the Discord. I like that.
I asked some guy today was like, hey, what kind of oil do you use to cook? And I'm like, you don't use oil to cook anymore. Once you're on the grind, there's no more oil in your life. You get a can of Pam, and that lasts you the whole month because you just go, and that's it. Use a non-stick pan. Anyone listening and you're trying to get fit, and you're like trying to cut calories or just trying to like have better macros in your life, there's so many calories in a tablespoon of olive oil. Like if you watch a cooking video, there's that famous Gordon Ramsay thing where he's like, and a bit of olive oil, and he's just like glug 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 glug. He just added 1,000 calories to whatever dish he's cooking. Right?
That's why it's gonna taste so good.
It's why it's gonna taste so fucking good. But
it's
and
why restaurant food's so bad.
When they talk about a knob of butter and they fucking get this giant 8 tablespoon chunk and they throw it in there like that. Say goodbye to all that. Like I found a lot of cheats along the way for like sweets and salty things. But if what you crave is like butter and oil, I don't know what to tell you because it's out. Like get yourself a can of nonstick Pam, get yourself a nonstick pan, and you just use just a little bit of that shit.
Mhm.
Butter in particular was one of the easiest things for me to give up. And because I ate a lot. I had a tablespoon of butter on my vegetables, and then I have a baked potato with a tablespoon of butter on each side. And then I just mix it all together until I had some sort of potato butter soup inside the skin. And
Fuck
I would
yeah.
eat that. And it's delicious, but as I started entering my calories and chronometer, it's like, oh my God, these 3 pads of butter, something that I considered generous but not a crazy outlier thing that people don't do.
Yeah.
Was like a third or maybe 40% of the calories in that meal. It was like, fuck, I can eat the same thing, no butter, and cut the calories by a third.
Yeah,
You
just throw some feta cheese on there. I don't know if you like feta, but feta cheese is like the healthiest cheese that I've found as far as macros. It's almost no calories. And you can get like the diet feta, and it's like it's kind of a blue. It tastes a little bit like blue cheese, and it's a little crumbles of cheese. You can buy it in like a little, I don't know, little container.
Is the diet feta gross?
It tastes the same to me. It honestly tastes the same to me. Like I've used zero fat cheese that's cheddar, and it has the consistency of shredded plastic that melts and tastes a bit cheesy. So that's not great.
Not even worth having.
But if I'm doing like a baked potato, or I'm more often what I do is mashed potatoes, I'll sprinkle some feta on top. And that's actually really fucking good. I like feta cheese. It's the best, healthiest cheese I have found to like include in a like fitness oriented diet where you're both trying to, whether you're bulking or cutting. People think when you're bulking, you can just eat anything you want. And to some extent you can, you're eating a lot more calories, but the idea is that you're eating, like a dirty bulk. Like you don't want to do that. Like the idea is you're getting a lot of good stuff, not that you're just getting a lot of calories. Like you can do that, if you want, if that's all you can handle, but like ideally you're just eating so much protein and so much, so many like clean, fast digesting carbs so many times per day. If you can split it as many meals as you can tolerate is how many meals you should be eating. Like 3 meals is good. 4 meals is great. 5 meals is better. And 8 meals, there is no diminishing returns. If you can get 8 meals in a day, it's amazing because
you're just always grazing with 8 meals. I would feel like.
Yeah. If you can do 8 meals a day, like that's amazing.
Well, shit, say no more, fam. I can do 10 meals a day.
They're little meals at that point.
I'll never
fuck you and your
eating.
Rules.
Yeah, you're talking about at that point you're talking about 8 450 to 500 calorie meals. And like by meal 6, you're not gonna want 7 or 8. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I'd love that. Eat all them calories per day. And it's like, yeah, you'd love to eat a lot of pizza per day and a lot of like cheeseburgers per day. But wait until it's rice and vegetables and like lean beef that's like low.
I like that stuff.
I like it too, but eating
not as much as like chips and pizza. Like I could do damage to like a bag of Lay's.
I could eat a whole bag of Lay's.
Not feel anything.
Yeah.
Like as far as fullness. And it would be what? Nothing. It would probably be 1,200 calories.
If I could do anything I wanted to right now, like marijuana aside, anything I wanted to right now, I would smoke like so much weed that I could barely stand. And I would start dipping nacho Doritos in queso. And I wouldn't stop until I fell asleep.
And then you'd wake up and want to do it more.
When I woke up, I would take a power shit and I would go right back to I would like, oh, there's still queso in this bowl. And I'd hit the microwave up and we'd go back at it. But you can't do that shit. Don't do that shit. No. Don't do that yourself.
The other
you can
side
get close to that. You can get go get yourself some what's that bread we use that it's got some sort of Jewish name. The
Lavish?
Stuff we make wraps out of. Lavish bread.
Yeah, that's what
go get some lavish bread. And
the key is finding substitutes you can deal with. So don't smoke pot, smoke crack. Don't eat bread, eat lavish. You'll get skinny.
You'll get skinny.
Did you ever make any of the egg white bread?
No, that's
it's bread just made of egg whites. Oh my god! You whip it up until it's like a meringue, and then you bake it until it's like solid. The macro is incredible. There's a lot. You can buy them at the grocery store, and they're called egg wraps. I think there's a lot of sodium in it, which is the downside. But they're like paper thin egg wraps, They're just made of egg, and you can like wrap your stuff up in them, and it's just like you're adding protein to your protein.
Huh. I didn't know you could make bread out of eggs. It probably is shitty bread.
It's not. Nothing beats bread.
Yeah, of course.
But you don't have
to like. Go ahead.
You don't have to eat like I don't know what kind of like in the South. It's I think it's called Sunbeam. That's the kind of bread that's kind of pretty common. But there are much better macro breads. Like if it, just find the lowest calorie bread you can find, but pay attention to how many what the serving size is, whether it's 1 slice or 2 slices, because they'll fuck you over. And pay attention to how many grams per slice you're getting. It might be 70 grams per slice is what you're looking for off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but in any case, like you want like a good macro bread if you're going to eat bread. Because I really liked whenever I was having like just cravings for something sweet. The closest I would come to cheating on my diet was making Greg Doucette's French toast, and shit's amazing. You take egg whites.
I had that yesterday
with cinnamon and like Splenda sweetener and vanilla extract, like, and then you soak that bread in there and you grill it in a pan and you make French toast, and then you put low calorie syrup on it, and you've got French toast that has amazing macros.
I still haven't tried that.
Still a lot of calories though. Like I eat a lot less calories than Kyle. It's like 450 calories. But if you're comparing that to like an egg white omelet, it's a lot more.
Oh yeah. Like 450 calories for my meals it's like, we didn't quite. We need to eat another almond today. We get an extra almond.
We get 11 almonds today, boys. We're living high.
We're stepping it up, boys. We're getting the smokehouse almonds out. Yeah,
those are the best ones.
Because my meals are supposed to be like especially on a even on a cut, my meals are like 4 into 25 is like 600 calories each.
I have not accomplished raising my metabolism like you did. It's this trust fall where like lean backwards. I swear I'll catch you. I don't know. Every time I lean backwards, I start to fall.
Well, the thing is, like you don't do it in one big movement. So like you can dip your toe in there with and you're like, oh, that didn't work out, did it? You've only gained a pound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, 1 pound's hard to measure. I don't know. Like. It's easy to measure 1 pound. I'm not saying it clearly. I'm saying if you gain 1 pound, it's hard to distinguish between a fat and daily variation.
Yeah. I mean, you average over the week, but the way I did it was like sticking to that diet plan and getting those 10-minute walks after every meal and like triggering.
I was
that
doing 10-minute walks after the meals because you told me to. And I was like, all right, I get it. I like it. And even just from a idea of moving around would seem to aid digestion.
Exactly. That's what it's
laying down. I liked it. And then it became 107 degrees and humid out. I stopped.
Yeah, that's rough. And because you end up, the problem that I have with it sometimes is how many showers I end up taking per day is, I'll eat breakfast and okay, I can get my walk in without getting all sweaty, or maybe like I haven't even taken a shower yet for the morning. But then like the lunch, it's like, all right, now we're dripping with sweat because it's 95 degrees out or whatever. Another shower, and then like the meal between that, like second lunch comes around and it's time to eat that and another shower. So you end up taking 4 or 5 showers a day sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm okay with 2 outfits a day, but if I get into like 3 outfits that day, like this is the 3rd shirt I have added to the laundry, it starts to add up. Yeah,
you do a lot more laundry too. I do all my own laundry, so I don't mind too much. But yeah, it's the whole thing becomes a lifestyle because that's the sort of like little things that are annoying that people don't think of when you're doing this sort of thing. It's like, yeah, you end up going through 3 or 4 shirts a day on some days because you have to do a 10-minute walk after every meal in the heat. So you're getting sweaty every time. Also, you're going to have to take a lot of showers, like 4 or 5 showers. Oh, what do you mean you have a job? Your job won't let you take 4 or 5 showers per day? Oh, you just do them at night then.
They frown on that?
They frown on that? Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Are you sleeping at night? Well, that's where we're going to make some cuts.
You have to quit that job, bro. Be professional about this.
All right. PKN 365.